Hello, how are you today? This is a yoghurt pot with some holes in it. This is a yoghurt pot with no holes in it. This is a pop bottle with some paper sellotaped to the back and the bottom cut off. Okay, before we talk about these, I want you to have a look at a short clip of video where I've used this pop bottle, not this particular one and with no paper on it, as an assistant to planting seed potatoes in a bucket, just to make sure that I don't break off the chits or the growth that we've already got going on. Watch that, then come back to me, and I think you'll enjoy this little demonstration. Get this out. Hey, this is the bit I like. Just sling this down there. Get out of it. I'll pick it up later, don't worry. There. How good is that? Are you getting that? Can you see that sitting in that pot? I honestly don't know what you're getting, but that's sitting in that pot. Right. Pop bottle protector going on. Ha ha ha! Come on, can you see that? Can you see it? I've no idea. I'm getting overexcited. Right, so let me just push that about a bit. Hold it steady. If that soil touched any of those leaves, how good is that? Right, shake it in. Now then, now then, all this of course falls down if that potato plant comes out with this pop bottle. Nice and gently, does it? How's that? How's that? Are you impressed? I've even impressed myself. I've even impressed myself. Right, so that's a potato planted. I can't remember what variety it is. I'll have to go and check and then put a ticket in. It's still February, it's March in a couple of weeks, so we're still in winter. This guy's going to stand in my garage now for as long as it takes for this potato to break that surface. And once it breaks the surface, then obviously it'll need some light, and I'm hoping to stand these guys in a greenhouse until such times as they're ready to harvest, or they need to be moved out so we can get some tomatoes in, whatever comes first. Okay, so I want you to imagine this is your kitchen windowsill. This is a pot of compost, and it has some seedlings growing in it. It hasn't, but that's where the imagination comes from, and you'll see why I can't use an actual pot with seedlings in it as we move along. Okay, so this is a pot of soil with seedlings growing in it, and it's on your windowsill. And the light it's attracting is the light that comes in through that window. Okay. But if you've grown seedlings on a windowsill before, you'll know that you struggle to get them to grow straight and strong because they always want to lean to the light, don't they? So if there was a way of capturing some of the light that's actually coming past those seedlings into the room and reflecting it back onto them, then that's got to be good. That's got to make for a stronger seedling. Do you agree? Okay, this is where we move to the technical bit. Let me see if I can get this set up. And this is the reason why there are no seedlings growing in this pot. Okay, this is a lux meter. It measures light. Okay, this is the device that does the measuring. This is the readout. Okay, so whatever this measures, we get a readout on here. Now the scale doesn't matter for the purposes of this video. What matters is if the numbers go higher or lower. That's what matters. The higher the number, the more light. The lower the number, the less light. Okay, now I need to rest this where the seedlings would be. So that's picking up the light that's coming from outdoors. That's what the seedlings would get. I'll pop that down there and I hope you can see it. I hope you can see that readout. I'll tell you what it says in a minute. Okay, this is now reading 76. Now imagine a cloud comes over, and a cloud comes over the sun and less light comes in. Just by way of demonstration, my hand is the cloud. I hope you can see this, but this meter's gone down now to 17, 15, 20. It's gone below 20, it's in the teens. The cloud goes away and we're back up in the 70, 80s. Okay? Right, now then. I hope this will demonstrate to you that there is a way of gathering more light on those seedlings. This is simply a sheet of paper. A sheet of tin foil would do, anything that's reflective. Okay, we're going to offer it up behind this pot of soil where the seedlings are growing, and we're going to reflect some of the light back that's coming into the room back onto the seedlings. Okay, the readout's on about 79, 80. And it's now on 115, 116, 17. Let's take it away. We're back down 79, 80. Let's reflect that light again. 111, 112, 114. It fluctuates because there are some clouds about, and sometimes we get more natural light in and sometimes we don't. 110, 111. Back down to 80. So if we could secure a piece of this behind our seedlings, in our soil, in our pots, we can reflect light back that's coming into the room. So how are we going to do this? Well, we could simply prop some card up behind, couldn't we? Just as I held it up, we could prop some up. But hey, take a look at this. Let me just move these out of shot for a minute. Seeing these guys? Pop bottle with the end cut off. You've seen them before, haven't you? Yeah, these are what we use to plant potatoes if we're trying to protect the chits. The chits have got too big, or if we let them grow on in pots and then we're potting them up. Okay, but what about this? Oh, by the way, some paper sellotaped to the back side of this pop bottle. If we were to put that in over that, like that, and then turn it round so that the paper is on the room side, there's your light reflected. How good is that? How good is that? Now then, if you're growing plants in here, if you've got seedlings in here, what you don't want them to do is get too hot, do you? And if we're in the middle of the day and there's lots of sunshine coming in, they will get too hot. Watch this. Temperature control. Let the heat out. And if it's still too hot, lift that pop bottle off. And just before the sun goes down, while there's some warmth in that pot, let's keep it in. Hey, what do you think? Now let me show you one I've got in place over some onion seeds that I've germinated. Let me just turn this round. How's that looking? How's that looking? Now I think you can see from this that these onion seeds are quite tall now. So really, this pop bottle has done its business. It's done its duty. It's got them up to that size. There is a way of actually lifting it up so it does stand taller if you wanted to do that. But to be perfectly honest, I think it's time this was coming off now. Okay, these guys are strong enough and tall enough to stand on their own 2 feet, so to speak. They don't need this anymore, and they will get plenty of light. So let's just ease it off. And that's the Ailsa Craig onions. Okay, so let's just recap what we've got here. We've got a yogurt pot with some holes in the bottom. That's to hold our soil. We sow our seeds in this and we grow our plants in this. And so that we can water this on a windowsill and we don't have water running on our windowsill, we use another yogurt pot that has no holes in the bottom. So we simply sit one inside the other. How's that? Now we can water the soil in this pot. You saw how I had it before with the soil in. That's how we do it. And then we pop the cut off pop bottle over the top, just like this, to bring the seeds on, and we turn it around so we get all the light on the seeds. And if it gets too hot, we'll let some heat out, and as evening approaches and we want to keep that heat in, how good is that? How good is that? Okay, this is simply a piece of A4 paper. I think that's a square 6 by 6, 6 inches by 6 that I've sellotaped on. But an envelope would do. Anything. A piece of tin foil would do. Anything. Just make sure that this is on the room side of the light source and it will reflect it back. And your seedlings will benefit from that. Now, you could do it with houseplants, do it with anything. Just reflect the light back onto whatever you're growing and you'll see the benefits. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is Home Grown Veg, signing out.